So much. Obviously, it is a headline that we have heard too much lately. Human remains found in Sumter County, Orangeburg County, and now Richland County. But once the remains are collected, what happens?
Yeah, then what? What is the process? News 19's Shelly Garzone gives a closer look at what the coroner does and how hard they work to identify these remains.
If you don't have DNA from the bones that you've got to compare it with a known sample, you're shooting in the dark when you don't have any DNA starting out from the original bones in the skull that you found.
In the past several months, hunters and contract workers have accidentally uncovered human remains. This week in Richland County, construction workers found remains. The county coroner and anthropologist says the remains were buried for almost 10 years in a 5-foot grave. In December, hunters in Sumter found a skull.
Because this skull was out in the elements for decades, it is beyond SLED's capability to be able to extract DNA from the teeth. So I've already submitted a request with NamUs, which is the National Center for Missing and Unidentified People. That might be a year, year and a half, 2 years from now before they're able to get the skull from me and then hopefully extract DNA from the teeth. So then we can start the process of, if somebody says, okay, that might have been my uncle or my brother, then they can come in and provide a DNA sample that could be compared against what hopefully NamUs is able to get for us.
Robbie Baker, the Sumter County coroner, said it was an African-American male between 30 to 45 years of age, but Baker says they are still working to identify the remains. He says one of their biggest challenges is the weather.
Because this skull has been out in the weather and the elements for decades, this individual could have been deceased 50 years ago, could have been 30 years ago.
Baker says some investigations may take them out of state.
You're starting out from ground zero where you got a person that was not from Sumter or from South Carolina, and you're trying to find out where they're from, and then you're trying to track down the next of kin or somebody, and it's logistically it can be tough.
The coroner says once the DNA is extracted from the teeth, a DNA comparison can begin to identify the remains. Shelly Garzone, News 19, WLTF.